Now, Trump has barely had time to unpack, but already he signed dozens of executive orders. Many of them overhaul or revoke existing policies. And there are more initiatives and changes coming. A White House spokesperson is promising a major infrastructure announcement this afternoon. And CBC's Ellen Morrow joins us live from Washington. So, Ellen, what do we know about this?
Well, we don't have very many details yet, Andrew. As you said, this is being dubbed as a massive announcement. Donald Trump's press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, was on Fox News this morning. She said that it's going to prove that America is back. Now, again, we don't know what this announcement is really going to entail. There's some reporting from the Reuters news agency early this afternoon that it could involve billions of dollars of private sector investment into building artificial intelligence infrastructure here in the U.S. But again, we just don't have a lot of information on it. Presumably, we'll get more after 4 o'clock this afternoon. Now, also on the president's agenda today, he is meeting with Republican leaders from Capitol Hill. They'll be at the White House. All of this part of his push to show that he's trying to get things done right away. And you mentioned those executive orders signed yesterday. That's part of this push as well. Talking about infrastructure, it's interesting that that's coming on his first full day in office, this announcement, because that was a big part of Donald Trump's first term. He promised to push through a $1 billion infrastructure bill through Congress when he was first in office. That never happened. And now we have this announcement this afternoon. Another thing harkening back to his first term was what we saw in the Oval Office last night. It was supposed to be a brief signing of several executive orders, and it turned into sort of an impromptu news conference lasting almost an hour. Trump making news on just about every topic you can imagine last night. So it'll be interesting to see just how these comments play out this afternoon and what more we hear from him as he starts his second term.
And Ellen, Trump, as you mentioned, has signed dozens of executive orders, including one pardoning or commuting the prison sentences of those convicted in the January 6th attack in 2021. What's the latest on that?
Well, this was Donald Trump fulfilling a campaign promise to his base that he repeatedly made. Those pardoned, largely his supporters, who stormed the Capitol building on January 6th, a riot fueled by false claims that the 2020 election was stolen, claims that were coming from Donald Trump himself. Now, Trump signed this order last night in the Oval Office, as you said, one of his first acts as president. The pardons will apply to more than 1,500 people charged in the attack, and the pardons include violent offenders who were charged with physically attacking police officers that day. Michael Fanone was one of those officers, and he spoke about the pardons last night.
I've been betrayed by my country, and I've been betrayed by those that supported Donald Trump. My family, my children, and myself are less safe today because of Donald Trump and his supporters. No political party supports law enforcement. That's just a fact. Political parties support public safety, but they don't support police officers, and they don't understand the sacrifices that we make on behalf of the American people.
And Michael Fanone was attacked by 6 people on January 6th. You can hear the emotion there from him. On the other side of this, there was a lot of excitement last night from Trump supporters when this order was signed. There was a lot of excitement outside of the Washington, D.C. jail, where many of these defendants are being held, waiting for them to be released. Now, one of the most high-profile people who have been released, Andrew, is Enrique Tarrio. He was the leader of the far-right Proud Boys group on January 6th. He was actually sentenced to 22 years in prison. You see him there, sentenced to 22 years in prison after being convicted of seditious conspiracy for his role in the attack. And he is now one of these January 6th rioters who is now out of prison as a result of Donald Trump's order.
Ellen, thank you. The CBC's Ellen Morrow, live in Washington.